This then is wash video number 2. In our first video, wash 1, we talked about the treated drinking water tanks in our school system, the hand washing with soap in our school system, the latrines and menstrual changing room in our schools, and the last thing that we need to talk about before we go to our community wash program is the health clubs within the schools. Now, right now, we have approximately 160 health clubs, averaging about 25 students each, and this may be the most important unused resource that we have in our whole health program. That means that if we take 22 students times, let's say 150 health clubs, we get 3,750 students then who could be used as junior community health workers and ambassadors for our programs, not only in the schools, but in the community. So this is incredibly important. This is an army, if you wish, of potential community health workers who can go out in the community, who we do not have to pay, but we do have to train. The other important thing about this is that it has been shown that the best way to learn about a subject is to be forced to teach a subject. So as then the students learn about the importance of using WaterGuard to treat water in their own homes, extended families, and neighborhoods, then they internalize that and it becomes more important in their own education. Certainly for us, this program then of school to community allows us to take our hand washing and soap and our WaterGuard and really leverage our impact in the community by using this 3,700 plus junior health workers to actually get this into the field and into the community. So this then becomes extremely important. The teacher health champions, of course, run the health clubs, and we definitely want to honor them because without a good teacher health champion, there will not be good health clubs. Also, the vision of HopeCore over the next 1 to 3 years, as I've said in the prior video, is to make health curriculum an integral part of the Ministry of Education's programs and educational curriculum. So to do that, our idea is to first introduce a medical curriculum to the health clubs and then see if we can get the Ministry of Education to adopt it for all the students. Now this we're not doing yet. This will be part of the video education program, which we're starting first for our 200 community health volunteers. We will then offer it to the 400 teacher health champions, and eventually we will roll it out and offer it as an elective optional course for those students in our health clubs. And this is the way we're going to try to get it into the Ministry of Education and into our whole school district. So working with the teacher health champions becomes really important, as they're going to be the ones that are going to run and work with the students in the health clubs. So we've had in the past this school to community program where we worked with the students in the health clubs to bring WaterGuard and soap into their families at home, their extended families, and their neighborhoods. And last month when I was in Kenya, I pretty much found out that program, School to Community, is not being followed at this time. So I don't know how it fell out of our program, but we are going to put it back in the program, and it is going to be the major focus of the next year. Obviously, we need to monitor and maintain. And of course, we will do that with the water tanks, the hand washing with soap, latrines, the menstrual changing stations. But this is different. This then focuses not only on education, but education in action. As we have new money coming into our program, we are going to be able to give all 3,700 plus students who are in our health club water guards initially to take into the community, and also begin working with some to bring soap into the community. Again, first into their own families at home, then to their extended families, and then to their neighborhoods. Extremely important program, which we're going to focus on in the next year. And I want Bosco and his team, with the help of Steve, to really focus on these health clubs. And this is where a lot of our new money will go. This is a very effective way of leveraging our services, not only to educate children, but to take this education focusing on WASH and begin to penetrate into the community. So the issues here are a number. One, as we talked about before with the hand washing and the soap, we can use our health club students to monitor hand washing with soap in the schools, so that getting the schools then to adopt, each teacher then, with the help of the teacher health champions, to inform each teacher in the school that the standard for the whole school is to have to show evidence of washing your hands with soap before you return to the classroom after using the toilets. This is absolutely basic for health within the school system. And the health club students then can be the monitors to help us actually get that program functioning in the community. We also will be doing other things with the health club. We will probably get the health club involved in even doing some basic vision screening for us within their own family, extended family, and neighborhoods. Now, this is unusual and revolutionary, but basic vision screening is so easy to do and so important that we can train these students how to do that, at least for the first pass. And again, this gives them something objective for them to take into the community. And one of the things that we're going to be looking for in our school, in our vision program, we are certainly going to screen all 30,000 children in our elementary schools, but we're also going to screen the preschool children. And even though it may not be the final vision screening, the students in the health clubs can actually help us identify those preschool children, and for that matter, adults that may need the benefit of eyeglasses, refractive correction, if you wish. Now, so I think that obviously WASH is important. I think that vision screening is important. And the other thing that is cheap and inexpensive, and that is oral rehydration therapy, which is intimately linked with WASH. So oral rehydration therapy came in the 60s and in the 1960s and 70s. Some of my mentors who trained me were actually part of that. It has saved millions of lives. When I went to medical school, the number one killer of human beings on the planet was infantile diarrhea with dehydration and death. Pneumonia in children was number two. Since the institution of oral rehydration therapy, death from diarrhea is now number two in children in the developing world, and pneumonia has gone to number one. So oral rehydration then has saved millions of lives, and we can teach then our students in our health clubs about, as we teach about WASH and the prevention of diarrheal diseases, we can teach them about how diarrheal diseases can kill, as diarrheal diseases can result in fluid loss and electrolyte loss, and in small children that results in severe dehydration and death. The ability then to take these small packets of salts into the community and being sure that their family has them, that their extended family has them, and that their neighborhood has them, and how to use them and when to use them, and what are the danger signs then for diarrheal illness becomes extremely important in the developing world. So The packet of these oral rehydration salts is less than 10 shillings a packet or 10 US cents a packet. So we will have funding to have the students learn how to use those packets, when to use those packets, and then to bring that knowledge back into the community. So school to community, working on WASH, water guard, water treatment, drinking water treatment, soap into the community, vision screening, oral rehydration therapy in the community. How you make it, how you use it, extremely important, and again, revolutionary idea for HopeCore as we move these 3,700 plus students as they become advocates for health of the community. So this is just the beginning, but certainly we can start there. And again, I want to emphasize then the importance then of this in the community. So we will use then our health clubs to penetrate into the community with health ideas, starting with clean water, hand washing with soap, visual screening, the use of oral rehydration therapy to prevent serious problems from diarrheal diseases. The other thing we need to remember is, certainly with our secondary students, but even with our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, that they eventually will be parents. So as they learn about the importance of wash, hygiene, soap use, things like oral rehydration therapy, then over the next 10 years when they do become parents, then they will understand that for use with their own children. So what we're attempting to do is build a foundation for a healthy society within Kenya. And certainly we are going to work initially with the health clubs and the students in the health clubs, as we have 3,700 potential junior community health workers. I'd like to also focus again on the importance of the teacher health champions. They are going to be the people that will make our program sustainable in the schools over the years to come. We need to honor them. We need to give them things to do, like monitoring the WASH, like being a part of the vision program, being part of getting oral rehydration therapy into the community. I want to talk about monitoring our program. We do need to rediscuss and relook at monitoring, how we're going to do it, how many monitors we need. I would like the team to focus then on a basic way to evaluate the schools. You probably already have something out there that you're doing now. Multiple WASH teams in the past have had their own ideas. But the idea would be that we should give each school a grade on all of the 4 things. A grade on the quality that they're dealing with the water tanks, a grade on the hand washing with soap, a grade on the latrines and menstrual stations, and a grade on the quality of their health clubs. Now, one way of doing that is to sustain a number, like an ABC situation, where a school that is doing well then would receive 4 points, let's say on the water tanks, and maybe 3 points on the hand washing, and 4 points on the latrine, and 3 points on the health clubs, as 4 would be the best, 1 would be the worst. And therefore, the more points a school can put together, the better the school. And then we can create parameters for which are the schools that are doing well, which are the schools that are on the fence, sometimes doing well, sometimes not doing well, and then another group of schools which are doing poorly, which really need our focus. And so that group, that, shall we say, C group, the A group being the good schools, the B group, the schools that need help in the beginning, in the middle, but are doing fairly okay, and then the C group, which really needs help. That allows us then to focus most of our monitoring time on the C group schools. So I want Bosco and his team, with the help of Steve, to put together a program like that and let me know about it. Now, as far as monitoring the performance of our WASH team, we are going to have a Zoom call with Naomi, Achesa, Bosco, Steve, and the key members of the WASH team every 4 to 6 weeks. And I am going to evaluate your performance on these 4 things within the school. How you're doing on the logs for the water tank, the hand washing, operating procedures of getting the teachers to monitor that the children have washed their hands after using the toilets, the quality of the latrines, and the quality of the health clubs. So that is WASH video number 2. Number 3, we will begin to look at our 200 community health volunteers and how we're going to use them to take WASH into the community. And that then will be WASH number 3.